Hi guys. Hi Bella and Pepper. Hi Anthony. Hi guys. How are you guys doing? How's your weekends? Hi Josephine Joe. Hi everyone. Hi Anthony. You miss me? You guys miss me so fast? God's real. Yeah, I stay home. I'm at home. Make you guys excited. Okay. We will be prepping for. Okay, I'll be live streaming till about maybe 9:30, 10 p.m. Right, so we'll be preparing some analysis for New York session today. Right, so as always, we do not have news today, so it's gonna be pretty fun to trade today. Okay, so this is the current zone that I'm looking for, right? Since it held above this lows here and it formed a double bottom right now, I might be looking for buys if it taps back into this area here. Right, so I'm looking for possible entries upon retest about around this area here. Then I'll be looking to target here for a quick scalp around this area. What do you think gold is gonna do today? I think it's gonna take out probably our buy side liquidity, our London highs here. Right, so we have our buy side liquidity here. I don't expect that much of a movement because tomorrow is CPI. Right, so we have sell side buy side liquidity here. I expect it to probably take out, buy side liquidity and then we do a sweep to retest the downside. So what I'll be waiting for is probably, if I'm looking for sells, I'll be waiting for a sweep of the buy side and then probably confirmation by closing below the resistance, then I'll look for sells. right? Same thing, if it goes back down here, I'll be looking for buys as well. This is for gold, right? Hi, Marty, Javier Tan, Fazal, Zalcrops, hi guys. Okay, so this is what I'll be looking for lah for today, right? If it sweeps, if I'm looking for sells, I'm waiting for it to tap probably the highs or somewhere around it. But I'm still looking for buys. I feel that it's gonna retake the and accumulate more liquidity here because we have CPI tomorrow, right? CPI at 9:30. We have three big news. So I think today we will probably not have that much of a movement. Probably gonna range between these two zones as always. But I'm more interested in GJ today, right? So GBP, JPY, we had a huge movement. Right, I didn't send any signals for you guys to enter because right now, what did prices do? Prices closed above our fair value gap. Now it's currently inside our breaker block. Do you like scalping? I do both swing and scalping. Okay, come. So, right, remember we said monitor when for sales here, but prices actually closed bullish engulfing on the H4 above our 50% fair value gap. That's why I didn't tell you guys to sell at this area, right? But now prices are currently at our breaker block. So now this is where I'll go into my 1 hour or 15 minute to look for possible rejections here. Alright? But a safer zone that I'm actually looking to sell at is 184.6 here, right? Which is our previous fresh resistance zone or our new liquidity zone here. Right, this is a very very strong zone that I'm looking to target myself at here. So if prices steps into this zone, I'll look for sales. This is also our 50% fair value gap area if you guys notice now. We have a big fair value gap here on the 4-hour chart. So our 50% fair value gap would be at here as well, 184.786. So what I'm doing is right now, I'm looking for potential sales at this fair value gap here on our H4. Right, I'll be looking for potential sales here. Currently prices are still very bullish, so I don't wanna sell right now at the breaker block. So I'm waiting a little bit more. If only you could have entered your 60 lot, yeah man, I'll be up like 6 digits. If I actually help. Hi Kopi. So for GJ, I'm currently monitoring here for possible sales entry. So you guys can take note of this zone, right? 184.6 or 184.5. 184.5 to 185. I'm monitoring this zone very closely because this is our H4 fair value gap as well as our fresh resistance zone. Right, okay, I can put, alright, I just write it down in text. I don't know if I'll get banned, but if I get banned, then too bad. Alright, so we're gonna monitor this zone, but we're not gonna look for sales upon confirmation. So we're gonna monitor 184.5 to 185. Alright, so we're gonna monitor this zone. Right, so we have to wait for our candlestick confirmations before entering a sell because prices could just go through, right? But this is a very very strong sell zone because prices are also currently overbought. You gotta look at the long-term trend. Long-term trend. JPY is weakening, but it had a big dump, right? This dump has already broken all market structure and it's enough to show you that we are currently in a bearish trend right now. Right? So if you guys can see who caught at the sell here or who caught buys here and then got stopped out on the buys, right? You guys saw that JPY dump about more than 500 pips in one day, about 700 pips in a day, right? And this 700 pips dump has actually broken market structure for every single uptrend, right? It's back, it broke every single market structure with this dump, right? So this is a very very strong pair. It's in a very very strong downtrend now. Now prices actually retrace, right? And if you use Fibonacci retracement, you would see that it's actually back about 50% or 66% of the zone, right? So BOJ hints that there's a huge intervention incoming, right? Since there's a major change of structure, why am I shorting? Because the change of structure is in a bearish trend. We literally dumped through and broke every single higher highs and higher lows created here. So this structure change is already very strong structure change towards the bearish side. And if you do your fundamental analysis as well, Bank of Japan is about to step in for monetary tightening of policy because they're not going to let the Japanese yen weaken that much. If you look at USD JPY, it's rampant as well. Japan will not let Japan yen to be at this level. If you guys see, Japanese yen actually reached the peak before BOJ intervention and it dumped all the way. So if you guys can see compared to last year, right? How much have JPY against the USD moved? How much have they moved up? Right? So GG, I'll be looking for sales as well. Anyone still remember the sell that we took from 188? No, I closed my sales from 188. I closed at 186. Hi Keith. Okay, let's see. I think that today New York is gonna be pretty boring because we have CPI tomorrow, so I don't think there'll be much movement. It's probably just gonna range around this area, these two zones. Can look for scalps. But I think GJ will have big movements because we have GJ news tomorrow, right? Yeah, we do have PPI. We have GBP news as well. Yeah, gold is ranging. Every time before a big news, gold will range. Same thing for CPI, for NFP also. Right, NFP it ranged. It ranged for how many days? Ranged for 3 days straight before the dump. Same thing, CPI luckily is not so soon. Alright, but we can monitor our buy zone. For those of you guys inside our Telegram channel, 1994, we're gonna monitor, right? Okay, we can monitor this area here for scalps. Yeah, it's sideways channel, so I'm just gonna look for a range. You eyeing for buy? Okay, I'm eyeing for buy probably to test this buy side liquidity here. Then I will switch to sell because the trend is still a downtrend. So let's see because it helped pretty well here. We had buyers stepping in, the doji is forming. So if it actually retests here, I might look for buys again. ICT and SMC. I use price action ICT and SMC. I use all strategy. I just like to combine my confluences. Right, because this was the previous higher low. So this was the previous. Okay, this zone basically is our previous higher low created. Right, so let's see. You're looking for price to touch by BBL? You mean buy side liquidity? Okay, if it takes out the buy side liquidity upon retracement, I might buy. Or if it takes out buy side liquidity and manipulate towards our H4 fair value gap area, I look for sales. I mean, there's both ways to trade liquidity. So, but obviously you have to pay attention to your price action. Price action candlestick pattern is one of the most important indicators as well. Is there a possibility to reach 1980 tonight, or rather 1974 tomorrow might be possible? So when price touch, no. It really depends on your other zones. You have your fair value gaps, you have your supply and demand zones, you have many other zones that you should look out for. Not just based on buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. Right, this is also inducement level. Do you guys remember what is inducement level? Based on ICT strategy, we have an inducement level here, right? So this is a strong inducement level. You waiting to buy at 1990 and sell at 2000. Can I explain what does buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity do? Okay, so your buy side liquidity is your previous session high. Same thing, your sell side liquidity is your previous session low. But why is it called buy side and sell side liquidity? Is because buy side liquidity tends to be where your seller stop loss is at. So usually when your buy side liquidity gets taken out, so what happens when your seller stop loss get taken out? Right? It creates a pool of buy orders. Why is that so? When you're selling, you're borrowing leverage and positions to open sell orders. So when you hit your stop loss, you have to return these orders by buying back your position, right? So this creates a pool of buy orders. That's why it's called buy side liquidity. And then same thing, sell side liquidity is where your buyers set their stop losses at. So when it takes out your sell stops or sell side liquidity, it triggers sell stops or your stop losses for your buyers. So creating a pool of sell orders. That's why it's called sell side liquidity. There's a lot of way to trade buy side, sell side liquidity. Doesn't mean that it takes out your sell side liquidity, you look for sells or you look for buys. You can wait for either side to take out. You can look for sells or you can look for buys. That's why you have to pair it up with your other confluences like supply and demand zones, your fair value gaps, your candlestick patterns, right? You can't just trade solely based off buy side, sell side liquidity. Do you have your trading rules? Yeah. For me, okay, I trade on my live and funded accounts. Different accounts have different rules lah, but usually I recommend you guys to stick to 2.5% max risk a day. For me, I stop once I hit 5% profit a day. So no, it doesn't mean that all the sellers or all the buyers are out. It means that these are areas where psychologically where people set their buy and buyers or sellers stop loss level at. So it triggers stops. Silver bullet strategy is more of about timing, right? So they trade based on influx of volume. So influx of volume, you can go online and search silver bullet timing, but it's basically within the first hour of your session opening and 30 minutes before New York opening. So what happens when it triggers the stop loss? Same thing, it creates a pool of buy orders. Let's say, okay, same thing for buy side liquidity. When your seller stop loss gets triggered, it creates a pool of buy orders because they have to buy back their sells position because you're borrowing to sell, right? So when you hit your stop loss, you have to buy back your sell orders. So this creates a pool of buy orders. So sometimes when you see that it touch or sweep this area, you have a big pump. But you doesn't mean that you have to buy at this breakout. You can wait for prices to tap above and then you can look for sells. Or you can wait for buy side liquidity to be swept, prices retrace down, and then you can look for buys. Zone is still valid. Yeah, I'm still looking at same zone. Alright, let's see if we can zero float this. Those of you guys inside the Telegram channel. Okay, first layer in, okay. Let's see if we can zero float this trade. So where are you waiting for NLJK? Which level here? So this was our previous fresh support, right? So it broke above this previous fresh support, so we shall see. Okay, my stop loss is here. So we see if it breaks through. I'm looking at the same zone. I'm looking at the same zone. I'm looking at the same zone. It depends on your strategy. Same thing, right? This is my zone to enter because I'm looking to take out a buy side liquidity. Right, so those of you guys who have entered based on our layers, our buy zone is right 1990 to 1994, right? Okay, those of you guys who are looking for our TP levels and our exact entries, you guys can head over to our Telegram channel. I just sent you guys the exact entries. Okay, I will send you guys the reason why I want to enter this trade as well. Right? But we can see. Let's see how many layers it takes up. Okay, I'm looking at this zone. I'm monitoring this zone because it held above here, and this is also our weekly. It's a mini fair value gap lah, this area, but scalping. I'm doing scalping today because CPI is tomorrow. CPI is tomorrow, so we can look at this zone. Just gonna do quick scalps today because tomorrow is CPI. I don't want to trade long after CPI. What technique I use? I use mainly price. Basically, I use a mixture of all. I use SMC, I use ICT as well as price action. I'm in at 1993. I use a combination of multiple strategies, but because it provides me with more confluence. But I know there's people who stick with pure price action or pure SMC or pure ICT. But for me, I prefer to use a mixture of all, right? So that I have more confluence to look at for my trade, right? I use ICT, I have fair value gaps, I use candlestick patterns, I use supply and demand zone. How long I trade? Going to 5 years already. In February next year. Yeah, buy side liquidity is where I'm actually targeting. Still at 1996. We almost caught the sells today. We missed by 1 pip. It would be an 80 pips sell. I see, so win rate does matter or not to you? Okay, good question. So what do you mean by matter as in what? Okay, to be honest, I've seen people who have low win rate but high risk to reward trade, but they're still profitable. I've also seen people with like 70-80% win rate but not as profitable. Right? It really depends on what kind of trader are you, right? I have friends that have like 80%, 90% win rate, but their risk to reward is like 1 to 0.5, 1 to 0.25. But they're still very profitable. I also have friends that are, 20, 30% win rate, but all of their risk to reward is like 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7. So it always comes to the question of what kind of trader are you? If you're a scalper or you're a swing trader, there's many different strategies, and a trading plan that works for someone else doesn't mean that it will work for you, because different people have different trading strategy, different trading psychology, likewise, right? So yeah, so to me, win rate, it matters to a certain extent, but same thing, you have to understand that in trading there will be losses. So as long as I can be consistently profitable, I'm fine with it, because whatever you're trading, there will be upturns and downturns, right? Definitely there's winning streaks, losing streaks. So maybe usually I'll look at the entire month as a whole. I don't look at like, oh, win rate for today, win rate for this week. You are SNR, SND, QM trader, still learning more. Nice, right? The more you learn, the better it is. The more you learn, the more confluences you have. Yeah, sense, cause it's confusing. Which part is confusing? In the end, to be a profitable trader, you have to come up with a trading plan that suits you the most. Same for me. I have a lot of losses. I have months that I have high win rate. You can ask them. I think NLJK has been with us for quite a while. You can ask them. There's months that I have like straight on 90% win rate, 10 win streak in a row. You know, and there are certain weeks or certain months that I have losses as well. So it really depends on how you manage your risk as well. Managing your risk is the most important. If you can't manage your risk, just don't bother trading lah. Because honestly, risk management is the key. You gotta manage your risk properly. Trust me, if you risk like let's say 3% or two, okay, let's just say 2.5% per trade, you can lose 20 times in a row and you still have half of your account balance intact, right? Even you lose 20 trades in a row, you still have 50% of your equity inside your account. So it all comes down to risk management. You cannot be greedy, right? A lot of people, you know, they started off with a small account, like $100 or 200 or even maybe $1,000 account, but they are too engrossed in watching, you know, YouTuber and Instagrammers or TikTokers making like $1,000 with $1,000 account, and then they start to do it, and then they bust their account, right? And then they revenge trade. So this is why you should always be patient and use proper risk management. Don't be too engrossed with what other people how much is other people wins, you know. You should focus on your own wins and your own trading route that you want to take. Hi Eugene. Hi Eugene Tan. What should be the lot size for 200 USD? I would just say honestly 0.001. Just go for the lowest lot size if you are starting out. I don't have any mentor, so I cannot recommend you guys my mentor because I don't have any mentor. Just unsure if it will work. Okay. Right, so my setup is already sent into Telegram with why I took the trade. So those of you guys who took the trade with me, even if we hit stop loss, you guys at least understand why we took the trade. Right? That's why don't follow signals blindly. Understand. So any one of you guys entered already on our zone that I sent on Telegram. Alright. Okay. So do you guys understand why I choose this setup or why I look for entry? Because if you guys understand the setup, then if it hits stop loss, right, then at least you guys know what you guys got into. That's the thing. Because if you guys imagine following a signal and then you guys don't understand what you're getting into, then you're not learning anything. Yeah, this is not a high probability trade. So just risk less because trend bias is still bearish. Trend bias is still bearish so far. So do not risk so much on the buys. Right? Those of you guys here. Do not risk so much on this buy. Trend bias is still bearish. So yeah. Just doing a quick scalp. Okay, same thing for GJ. Let's see if we will tap into our zone today. Alright, cause now it's rejecting the breaker block. See if we will close below it. If you close below it, we might look for a sell upon retest. But the high probability trade will probably be at this zone here, 184.7 for GJ. Which pair do you recommend for a beginner? Same thing, depends. Whether you are a scalper or whether you are swing trader. Because technically for me, okay, a lot of people do not recommend new traders to trade gold, right? Because number one, gold is very volatile and new traders might not be experienced to this kind of movements or pattern. But for me, I like to trade gold because I only have to care about the USD. But let's say if you trade, you know, GBP, JPY, you have to look at GBP and JPY. If you trade Euro USD, you have to look at the Euro and the USD. There's a lot of analysis and fundamentals you have to do. But as a beginner, it's better to stick to one pair and master that one pair before you jump into, you know, looking at 5 pairs, trading 5 pairs at once. And then if you trade 5 pairs at once, and then you look at the news, you realize that sometimes you have to hold through all this news, which is crazy, right? There's a lot of news on the day. itself. So this is why I recommend beginners to stick to 1 to 2 pairs first. Sasa liquidity is previous session low. Our previous session Asian low was about hit, was like 1995. Can you take us through a series of order blocks? Sure. Okay, if you guys go to my Telegram channel, you guys go to files, right? Under files, we have free courses for you guys to download. So you guys can just go to files, click under free courses, and go to chapter 3, right? So we have SMC, ICT, and but SMC. So under that, we have order blocks as well. Euro USD is good for beginners. Yeah, I think Euro USD is a good pair to start off as a beginner. But order blocks, okay, order blocks are usually after an impulse move or start of a new trend. So you can say that after the start of a new trend, this is an order block, or you can say, right, so you can plot like the candle before the start of an impulse move or an uptrend or downtrend, a start of a new trend. Or you can look for impulse move like this, and then look for the candle before it. So the candle usually before an institutional candle is an order block. But different time zones have different order block as well. So for this, right, this is a H1 order block here. Right, this is a H1 order block here based on this impulse move down. Previous SSL was 1995. Previous, the Asian lows. So how have the weekends been? Have you guys been reading my notes? So remember, when we are trading USD pairs, what must we analyze as well? We cannot forget this. If we are trading USD pairs, we have to analyze this. This is what we call DXY, right? DXY is our dollar index or US dollar index. So whatever USD pairs you're trading, you guys have to look at DXY. So why am I looking for buy? Okay, why am I looking for a buy? Because DXY is also nearing our H4 supply and fair value gap. So what happens if it rejects DXY? Okay, let's say gold rejects DXY during New York. Let's say gold goes up and then reject. DXY rejects. So when DXY goes down, what does gold do? Or your Euro USD or whatever pairs they're trading against the USD, what does it do when DXY goes down? Hello, Mr. Duck. McDuck. Do I trade USD JPY? I try not to look at so many pairs. Right. So this is also one of the confluence you guys can look at. Look at where DXY is. Is it at any key levels or fair value gaps that it might clear? No support resistance on your DXY, things like that. Right. And then you guys can look for pairs trading against the DXY. So if DXY goes down, pairs trading against the DXY could go up. But you guys also have to look at gold, right? Gold is also in a strong downtrend right now. So those of you who are in the buy right now, we're actually counter trending, which is quite risky, right? But you have to take your other confluence like looking at your support resistance zone, DXY, RSI indicators. DXY is down, US week, base currency strong. Yeah. So do you guys know how to read base and quote currency? Chapter 2 that I sent you guys. You guys have to understand your fundamentals as well, your economic, war sentiments, political, right? There's so many things that you guys should start to look at. If you are really into trading and really want to learn trading, you guys have to start analyzing all of this. Same thing, you have to read your economic news, right? Let's say last week we have how many? Anyone caught the sells on Friday, the 180 pip sell? Why did we take the sell? Right? Because we look at our news, all 4 was good for DXY, so it was bad for gold. So any of you guys here caught the 180 pips sell on Friday that we took on live? 180 pips. Anyone held all the way? Anyone trusted my analysis and held all the way to our final TP at 2008? How to understand the news? Okay. Simply put, alright, I'll just do a quick one. So for news, we have actual, forecast, and previous, right? So your previous previous, we have your previous month data, right? Your forecasted data is where they predict this month's data, okay? And then your actual data is basically the timing it comes out, right? So green basically means it's good for this currency here, right? So this is the US dollar. So if it's green, it means it's better than expected. So better than expected is good for the USD pair. If it shows red, that means it is worse than expected. So it's bad for your pair. If it's black, that means it's actual data. Alright, make sense? So based on this itself, if it's good for the USD, right? So DXY will go up. So what does it mean for pairs trading against the USD? It's bad. So it's always inverted. I'm catching a quick buy, then hopefully sweep buy side liquidity, I'll look for sells. Alright, we had a nice sweep, guys. We should be running about 20 pips from our bottom layer. 15. Okay, but let's see. As long as it holds here, it should be pretty good. Alright, anyone caught the buys? We should have hit 3 layers, all layers in. What do you think of USD JPY? Okay, USD JPY is a good pair to look at, to look for, you know, possible signs of your BOJ intervening, right? Okay, so do you guys know what is BOJ, Bank of Japan? If you guys are trading JPY pairs, you guys have to know it. What is BOJ, Bank of Japan? So USD JPY is a very, very important pair that you guys have to learn, because usually when USD JPY hit new highs, right, Bank of Japan will step in to strengthen the yen. Usually when I layer, let's say my zone is 1990 to 1994, I'll layer every single 10 pips. Okay, we should be up. We should be up about 30 pips. Anyone caught it? Anyone caught it? We're about to hit TP1 as well. Anyone caught it? Those of you on the Telegram channel, we're about to hit TP1. Alright guys, TP1 hit. Anyone caught it? Just on the dot. Okay, anyone caught? Alright, trust the setup, guys. Come on, trust the setup. Right, we haven't even started. We haven't even started, like, New York session. Alright. So, okay, where was my entry, right? We entered at, started from 1994. Alright, we started from 1994. Right, this was our zone, right? 1990 to 1994. Right, so how many? We caught about 3 layers. It swept and then it pumped all the way up. So based on my analysis, right, it did work out. TP, alright, so, okay, I'm just gonna show, I don't know if I show this where I get banned, right? So basically where we are looking at, we have multiple TP level with our TP3 at our buy side liquidity here. Alright, at our buy side liquidity here. Alright, so this is where my TP3 will be, at our buy side liquidity here. So we have TP1, we just hit TP1 here. So at TP1, what you want to do is to take some partials or set stop loss to break even. Right, so TP1 was at 1995.5. Okay, so this was TP1. So our TP2 will be at 1997. 1998, sorry. So we'll look for 1998. So if you guys realize, TP2 will be around the previous high here, right? So TP2 I will set at the previous high here. So if TP2 breaks, I will continue hold towards our TP3. Alright, make sense? Okay, those of you guys want to know why I took the buy, you guys can head over to Telegram. I send my reason for our buy, for the buys. Alright? I swear to God, if because I put this thing here and I get banned, right? I don't know what to say, alright? Means you guys have no life for the next 3 days if I get banned for this. Alright, so TP3 is here. Alright. What's the best way to trade GBP, JPY fundamentals? You have to understand how the Bank of Japan works, when they're gonna hint interest rate strengthen or what. Yeah, we are doing YouTube live as well. You guys can You guys can click the YouTube link if you guys want to watch from YouTube. So GBP JPY, sometimes it really doesn't care about analysis, right? If you guys look at GBP JPY, I mean, you guys can see it dumped 700 pips and today it pumped like 400 pips, 300 pips. It really is really based on the yen as well, right? You have to understand what the Bank of Japan does. When are they stepping in for interest rate hikes or interest rate cuts? These are things that you have to pay note of. This is why I always tell, the new traders here to always look out for or focus on one pair or two pairs only, especially if you are a beginner. Because you have to really understand and master the pair to be profitable. You cannot be, today I'm trading Euro USD, tomorrow I'm trading GBP JPY, the next day I'm going to trade gold. Right? You have to master your pair first before moving on. Same thing, I started off trading gold, I mastered gold, I move on to GBP JPY. Which pair should you trade with? Which pair should you trade with? Or which pair should you start with? Okay, which pair should you start with? Okay, a lot of people don't recommend beginners to start trading or learning gold because gold is very volatile, right? But for me, I prefer to trade gold as a beginner. Why so? Because I only have to look at USD news and USD fundamentals. Let's say if I'm trading GBP USD or if I'm trading Euro USD, I have to look at Euro news, USD news, GBP news, USD news. I have to look at many fundamentals and news. But let's say if I'm only trading gold, all I have to look at is DXY and the US market. That's all I have to analyze, right? My thoughts on GU. Okay, we did a quick scout lah, so we can just chill a bit. Okay, GBP USD. Alright, let me take a quick look here. Okay, same thing, right? If you trade any USD pairs, right, I predicted this move nicely, right? We actually tapped down after tapping into our H4 resistance. Okay, so when you're trading any USD pairs, so GBP USD, Euro USD, XAU USD, you have to analyze your DXY as well as your USD news and economic data. Should we just look at no, you have to look at DXY as well. So a lot of people, they miss out looking at DXY because DXY is very important. It's an extra confluence. Remember, trading is a game of probability. What you want to do is to find as many confluence as possible in your trade, right, to take up the trade. So what you want to do, let's say you want to trade any USD pairs, I would recommend looking at DXY as well, right? Seeing how strong the US dollar is doing or how weak the US dollar is doing, how it's moving, is it ranging, is it in the uptrend, downtrend? Because this is what is going to dictate your USD pairs in the long term, right? Let's say especially for this, right? You can see that USD is in an uptrend. During this period, it's a very strong confluence to tell you that your USD pairs is going to be in a downtrend, right? So for DXY, which is your US dollar index, if it goes up, the pairs trading against the USD will go down. It's inversely related, except for gold, because gold is also partly based on war fundamentals or war fears or recession fears. But let's say you're trading USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, or USD JPY, you can purely take off DXY fundamentals. But don't forget to, let's say Japanese yen, right? We have JXY, right? Not many of you guys know this, but Japanese yen, we do have JXY as well. This is the currency index chart for your Japanese yen. So as you guys can see, yen is at its weakest link right now, right? It actually did a pump up, increase, it got strengthened a little bit, and then you saw a big dump, right? Now it got shorted down. That's why you see GBP, JPY went up. You should use DXY to help you gauge, help you with your analysis, right? But do not trade based purely off it. Get what I mean? I'm still in. I'm still in. I'm still in. I just closed my 1994 at TP1. Usually I will hold my bottom layers at BE. Then I will secure my top layers at TP1. Do you upload course to YouTube? Sadly, I do not have the time yet, but if you guys want, I can, do some recording and upload. We set to BE. Always. After securing TP1, we always set to BE for your bottom layers. In case trade reverses. Alright, so same thing, right? If you guys want to know how I trade after confirmation, how to look for rejections, right? So let's say this is our GJ. Right, this is your GJ. We have a rejection at our breaker block. So how do I look for an entry? Because this is my sell area, but let's say if it rejects here, prices come back to retest, I will look for my entry upon retest here. This is how I wait for confirmation. B hit already, then we wait for the next setup. We'll monitor and wait for the next setup. Because this is just quick scalps, we have to wait until 10 PM. I mean, I'm using HFM lah, they're pretty good. Because they pay you for slippages. It's my first time seeing people pay for slippages. Brokers paying for slippages. Okay. You guys have to realize that 10 PM, what happens at 10 PM? Okay, you guys want to see XAUSD. Do you trade by session? I don't get how it works. Alright, do you guys know how to read session timings or when is session openings and stuff like that? If you guys 10 PM is basically your so-called silver bullet timing. So for me, I'm still in this trade. My 192 is at BE, but I'm still in this trade. Haven't hit yet. Have you heard about the zero float club? Zero float, that means you enter the trade without any drawdown. 10 PM, 10:30 is US open. Session open. Okay, anyways, those of you guys who want to hold in the trade, I'm still holding my 1992 layer. So if you guys want to hold, you guys can hold with me. Anyways, yeah, those of you guys who asked about session opening, right? So session opening, if you guys are lazy, you guys can use this you can just search sessions here, right? These sessions, right? Then they will show you when it opens, when it closes, right? This is London session, New York session, Tokyo. Now we are currently London, ranging in New York session as well. But I don't really like it because it makes my chart very, very messy, right? But if you guys want to know what timing, you guys can for now we are at daylight saving. So New York opens at 10:30. Asian opens at about 7 AM. Markets open at 7. Asian opens at 9:30. London open at 4. What's the indicator again? The indicator is sessions by Lux Algo. So if you guys don't know what time does market open, you guys can go click your indicators, you can search sessions, right? So this is to help you guys out. For those of you guys who are new, right, you guys don't know how to look for your sessions. Alright, you just click this one by Lux Algo. Then it tells you when is your London session, when is your New York session. So New York session opening is about 1 PM GMT, right? So right now, New York is currently pre-market opening. So this tells you your different time zone lah. But usually I don't leave it here because it's quite irritating. Yeah, it's very messy, so I don't know. I like to keep my charts clean. Yeah, Sean, I'm still holding at 1992. We're still holding. Okay, anyways, yeah, so you guys have to know when your session openings because this is where you have the most volume. Like I said, as a good trader, you want to have time, right? You don't want to stare at your charts 24/7. You just want to trade the time when there's most volume. Yep, I'm still holding my 1992 layer. How do you make a screen like this? What do you mean make a screen like this? Or how do I plot my charts, you mean? It's I'm using TradingView. Alright, I'm using TradingView. How does the sessions affect your trade? Alright, because you have to understand when does a session open, when does a session close. Because usually session opening, we have huge influx of volume. So as a beginner, you want to try to trade when there is volume. You don't want to be trading when there's like, ranging market here. Like this kind of ranging markets, right? You don't want to get stuck in the trade for too long. You want to trade when there's volume so that you can get in and out of the trade fast if you're a scalper, right? And when there's volume, right? When there's volume, right? You want to trade when there's volume because it shows you a clear direction. Right? When it's ranging, you don't know it's going up or down. You will be stuck in the trade for very long. And when you get stuck in the trade for too long, it ruins your psychology, right? So many of you guys might have the same issue, right? You guys enter a trade and then got stuck ranging for maybe 4 or 5 hours and you guys got very mentally tired staring at the chart constantly, right? After that, you start to lose confidence in your trade. It's when you start to close your trade early and things like that. Can recommend what time period to trade. For me, I look at all time frames. For my analysis, I look at weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute. Just use your multi-time frame analysis. Trust your analysis, trust your setup. So should we enter and close a trade within one session or can hold past sessions? Depends whether you're a scalper or whether you're a swing trader. As a scalper, usually we try to trade within one session. We don't want to hold too far. As a swing trader, you can hold your trades across sessions. I'm still currently holding my 1992 layer, so we shall see. Right, we already hit TP1. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it to retest our buy side liquidity here, so we shall see. Got news today? There's no news today. Right, when there's no news, it's better to trade. So those of you guys who are new here, our setup and TP levels are sent inside our Telegram channel. You guys can just go to our TikTok bio and click the link in our bio to join. Where to enter now? We're already in the trade. So as a scalper, do I find new entries each time? Okay, for scalpers, you want to get in quick and get out quick from the market. So usually scalper, they will target your silver bullet timings, right? Like your session openings. Scalpers don't sleep. Man, come on. Trading forex, you guys must have a life as well. You don't want to be staring at the chart 24/7. Gotta enjoy life, right? You need to be mentally strong to trade. Which session is the best to trade for beginners? Okay, New York, which is 10 p.m. right? New York is the most volatile session. So beginners might find a lot of manipulation here. I would say Asian, because Asian are usually one direction. So it's easier in a sense that there's not much of manipulation. London, I would say London, honestly. London, there's not much manipulation. It's usually a one-sided move, if you guys realize. So beginners, maybe I recommend you guys London. Asian and New York will be a little bit harder to trade for beginners because Asian session, is an opening after the previous day. So usually there's huge spikes after the opening, right? London is probably when prices has already done its manipulation in the morning and then starts to calm down and usually goes in one direction. So as a beginner, I should set up and open and close my trades within one particular session. As a beginner, I would say just use demo and try first. Find the trading strategy that is best for you. Find the trading strategy that is best for you. But I would recommend as a beginner, you should spend your time on studying the fundamentals first before actually putting money and trading the real market. Yeah, and over leveraging risk management is a very, very important thing, right? Do not over leverage, do not over risk. Risk management is a very, very important thing. We are already in the buy setup. We hit TP1, but we came back to BE after that. We are still running our most bottom layer. How to learn trading for beginners? Okay, very simple. Go to our Telegram chat, download files. Alright? Download the files from our Telegram chat. We have basically all you need as a beginner. It's free of charge. Just go to our Telegram channel from our TikTok link in the bio, download the files, and yeah, read the files. It should be quite easy for you guys to understand because I simplified it already. Like your SMC concepts, your price action strategy, fundamentals of the market, it has all been simplified for you guys. So those of you guys who have been in my Telegram channel, have you guys been reading? I took very very long to make the notes. Alright, let's take a look at DXY right now. How is DXY doing? Looks like it's rejecting off a little bit. Yeah, still holding the trade. From which price? FF, from which price? Okay, now GJ is looking pretty good. It's breaking out of our breaker block. That means showing some kind of nice rejection. So let's say a candle retest would be pretty good for re-entry or entry. You're still holding on to your 92 position. Yeah, same. I'm still holding on. If it hits BE, it hits BE lah. Right, still holding strong at our 92 position. So if it hits BE, we'll wait for our next setup. Alright. How should I practice my trade? Thank you, Eugene. So how should I practice my trade setup? And okay, there's this thing called backtesting, or you can practice on your demo account. Do you have your strategies? Yeah, it's all inside my Telegram PDF. I've read the files. They have other advanced PDF. What advanced PDF are you looking for? Honestly, trading is not that difficult. The most difficult part is your psychology and your mentality. It's your risk management as well. It's not technicals is easy. Technicals everyone can learn. The hardest part about trading is your risk management and your emotions. Controlling emotions is the hardest part in trading. That's all I can say. Like I said before, you can be the best technical trader. You can have like 80% win rate on technicals, but if you don't have proper emotions, you won't be profitable. Everyone can be a professional technical trader. Everyone can identify their perfect zones. In like 6 months of reading or 6 months of learning, you can learn every single concept. But it's how you're gonna control your emotions. That's the hardest part to learn in trading. You're always doubting my setups. Sure. Yeah, right. Always doubting your setups is the hardest part. This is why you need to maintain proper trading psychology as well. What do you think about Alpha Trading Group? I don't know who is Alpha Trading Group. Who is Alpha Trading Group? Thank you so much, Mini. Alright, so if 1992 hits BE, we'll wait for the next setup. Alright. So how do we get funded? You can look for prop firms. You can look for prop firms. Okay, let's take a look at GJ. Any record to learn trading for beginners? There's a lot of free content on YouTube. Honestly, YouTube is your best friend, right? You shouldn't be paying for courses. Like, you shouldn't be paying $4,000 for courses, right? It's a scam. Okay. They were giving free 5K funded accounts. I don't know, man. Re-entry, I would say. How much is VIP? VIP is free. As long as 1990 holds, right? As long as 1990 holds. As long as 1990 holds. You have buys and you are in minus. How much do you risk? You close your... Yeah, I hit my B, so I'm waiting for a re-entry opportunity. My analysis is still the same, right? So this is my sell side liquidity, or basically today's lows, right, at 1991, right? So if this holds, right, I'm still bullish for now, but overall trend, I'm still selling. I'm looking for sells after sweeping buy side liquidity. So yeah. Yeah, this is a quick scout. Alright, we go for a re-entry, alright? We go for a re-entry. Is Trading Geek a YouTube channel to learn from? No comments. You can ask the other people in the comments here. Trading Geek is selling a course. Yeah, I will only enter if 1990 don't break. So if 1990 breaks, right, I'll be looking for sales really. I'll be looking for breakout. Okay, my opinion is I don't believe that people should be selling courses because courses is very very. I believe that it should be free, right? It should be free because information could be found anywhere, but selling courses is a bit eh. I don't really reckon with selling courses. And those of you guys who are new here, you guys are currently into trading, do not buy courses, okay? It's a waste of money and you're probably gonna get scammed. Yeah, selling is strong now, so let's wait. Do not do not hasten into a re-entry. Do not hurry into a re-entry, alright? Do not hurry into a re-entry. If I'm gay, you'll go for me. What the heck? Okay, we will see how this 15 minute. We will see 10 p.m. what candle closes, okay? What candle closes? Wait for the hourly candle to close before we decide whether to re-enter or not. When I entry, I look at 15 minute. When you learn about trade, where you learn about trading if I have no mentor? Market experience. Learn from failures. No, I have no time to go Muay Thai. I'm very tired. Creating courses for you guys for free. When you learn about trading, yeah, you can just go watch YouTube. Honestly, there's so many free information out there. You don't have to pay. Yeah, I'm affiliated with HFM. Jay, you need my help. What help? Yeah, I'm monitoring 1990 to 1992. So I'm waiting for the candle closure first because this is a bearish engulfing candle, right? So we have to wait for the next candle closure. So a rule of thumb for me is that when there's a bearish engulfing close, I usually will not look for an immediate re-entry. I want to wait for the next candle to print first. Bitcoin, I don't trade crypto. I don't trade crypto. Isn't that significant support? This is just the daily lows. If you're opening a demo account, you can do like 1 to 500. I think it's fine. No matter what time frame. What do you mean what time frame? You're having trouble analyzing Bitcoin. Anyone here want to look at Bitcoin? Okay, nobody wants to look at Bitcoin. But for me, I don't trade Bitcoin. The thing is, I don't trade Bitcoin. But if you want to look at a technical standpoint, I don't mind. If you want to look at a technical standpoint, for me personally, I don't trade cryptocurrency. But I can say that honestly, definitely, it doesn't make sense to me, right? Crypto doesn't make sense to me because for me, I'm someone who only believe in tangible assets. I only trade oil, gold, currencies, real estates, right? But if you tell me Bitcoin, I don't really pay much to the crypto market. But if you want to look at a technical standpoint, I can do for you, right? So definitely we have a significant support zone here, which is a very, very strong zone. Came back to tap multiple time across multiple months, and it continued pumping up, right? So it broke this strong resistance zone as well, created an impulse move breakout here. But I don't really think Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies respects technical as well. So now it's been a crazy, crazy bull trend, right? So for me, right, the next probably impulse or minor support form was here. So if I want to look for longs, I'll probably wait around here because there's too many impulse moves being created. I don't like to trade when there's so many impulse moves. Very, 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 very risky. Or probably can go for short. Yeah, you can probably go for short. Is it good to enter? No, because right now gold, what we are looking at, we have a bearish engulfing closure here. So we don't want to look or hurry into a re-entry with this kind of bearish engulfing closure, right? So if you see this kind of bearish engulfing move on the 15 minute, right? I told you before, right? We don't want to trade or look for immediate re-entries when we have a bearish engulfing closure here. So now we tap into 1990. What I want to do is to see if prices manage to bounce above 1990 and close below the previous low here. Then we will look for re-entries. So there's a lot of confirmations you need when you look for entries, right? You don't just want to enter based off a zone and then not monitor your price action at all, right? You don't want to just put like limit from 1990 to 1994 and then just pray that prices taps your limit and go. Right? You have to monitor price action as well. Some do hit full margin by full people who full margin are basically not traders, they are gamblers. Yeah, agree, unknown 23. That's why I never ever touch crypto. So H1 looking very bearish now. Okay, so we will not enter. Why need to wait for candlestick? Okay, because once we wait for candlestick to close, right? Okay, let me remove all of these random lines first. Then you can see a clearer picture, okay? So let's say for now, okay, once you remove all of this, we go to the H1, right? So let's zoom in. So H1 shows you probably for the hour, buyers or sellers are in control. Let's say 15 minute, 15 minute you can see, mixed buyers, seller in control, buyers in control, seller, right? But if you go to the H1, it shows you the overall, right? Where it opened and where it closed. So you can see that it was a bearish engulfing rejection from this exact zone here, right? This fresh support turn resistance zone here. So prices are currently very, very, very bearish right now, right? You should have put SL to B. My SL, yeah. You buy at 1993, I'm with a loss. Okay. Usually what we do is when we hit TP1, we secure some profits and set stop loss to break even. Do you know how many admins do I have? I only have one admin. Always set. BE sometimes can be a nut sack, making you not making you lose profits. But sometimes BE can be a life savior. Really, really. Sometimes BE can be a life savior. But it could be a nut sack at times. Should you close now? Do you full margin or what? DXY not much movement at all. Okay, we should see DXY if it rejects this minor zone here. Probably go will do a little pump. I'm still monitoring the same zone, but I want to wait for more confirmation before our entries for our buys. Big, yes, not too much profit, but not lost capital. Yeah, 5 minute is looking super bearish. This is like full on selling pressure here, right? You guys don't want to try to, trade. So, okay, what I need to look for before I enter or re-enter a trade, right? I want to look for this kind of inducement level here, right? I need a candle closure above certain levels. So I need my candle to close above certain levels before I look for re-entries. Alright? Same thing. So I will only look for re-entries if candle closes below this previous low here. Right? Let's say 1993. Then I will look for re-entries. Should you close or buys? I would say, I mean, looking at this right now, it's looking pretty good. It's a nice sweep. Yeah, it's a nice hammer right now. Right? Just sweat our sell side liquidity here. Right? It was a very nice sweep. Sell side liquidity got taken out. Prices closes above 1993. Alright? We can look for re-entries. What does induction mean? Induction is the exact point where prices did a manipulation. Like you can see after this exact point you see a big sweep up or manipulation. Didn't hit your limit at 1990. Okay, so now at least it gives me the confirmation that we swept sell side liquidity, prices are actually pumped up, right? And it closes above this area. So I'll be looking for re-entries if it taps back into this zone here. Yeah, it's a strong support zone. It's a strong support zone. Okay, today is just gonna be a quick one. I'll end live in about 3 more minutes. Same thing, I'll head over to Telegram to help you guys continue managing the trades and look out for setups for you guys. But today we have CPI tomorrow, so today I don't expect much swings or TP3 hit. Probably a lot of scalps instead because a lot of ranging movements. So probably I'll look at GJ as well, right, for today. Mainly GJ, not so much of gold because I don't know, man. Gold. Right, so GJ I'm waiting for a breakout and a retest. Yeah, because DXY are dumping, right? DXY is dumping right now. For GJ, I wouldn't short at this level. I need more confirmation, like a breakout structure or something. Right, you can see DXY started to dump, right? And then gold started to pump. Right, it rejected off the level. Yeah, I didn't want you guys to re-enter so fast because candle haven't closed. I want to wait for the hourly candle to close. So hourly, what we're seeing right now is a nice sweep. Nice sweep. But it's still a bearish one, right? We want to see where this candle closes in about 1 minute. I look at 1 hour for confirmations now. So let's say if it actually closes, we will look for re-entry. Okay, 2020 I needed to break buy side liquidity here. I doubt so because tomorrow is CPI. Unless CPI has a very strong point, and then we might see probably retest here. But today definitely is not gonna happen. Definitely not today. All right. Yeah. Rather, I don't mind entering at a higher price if I have the confirmation. Right? I don't want to guess where's the bottom. You'll never ever guess where's the bottom, but at least you enter at a higher price, you know that you have a confirmation that there's a higher probability trade. Make sense? Okay, anyways, I'll be ending my live soon. And then I'll head over to Telegram to help you guys to manage the trade. Alright? So those of you guys who are not inside our Telegram channel yet, join our Telegram channel through our TikTok.